American Psychological Association format, or is more commonly referred to as APA format, is usually, if not always, the writing style required for papers you will be writing in nursing school. There are a lot of rules you need to follow when writing a paper in APA format. So if you're in nursing school, I would recommend that you purchase an APA publication manual. In this video, I will follow the APA 6th edition guidelines for setting up your reference page.
Here's an example of a APA reference page. This is the page that goes at the very end of your paper where the reader can refer to look up, to get the information, to look up the citations that you've made in your writing. Now, I've been doing 6th edition APA writing style. There is a 7th edition out now. It came out in October 2019. I'm going to stick with the 6th edition for now. It seems like if you do this in 6th edition, it will work for a 7th edition too. Most of the changes aren't really going to make it so that this won't work when a future instructor says that they want you to be using the 7th edition. For instance, in the 6th edition, you had to use Times New Roman as your font. Now, I don't have the new 7th edition APA manual, but I'm told that now they are accepting several fonts in several different sizes. But for this one, I want it to be the Times New Roman font, a Times New Roman font with a 12-point size. Anyway, we're going to stick with that 6th edition. And talking about that, let's see, what do we got? We got references at the top. It's to be centered. Very top line, centered. Yeah, and the references is right below the header, and it's centered. I am told that in the 7th edition, references is to be bolded, so that will be one difference. So if you end up using this and you need it for a 7th edition, you would just have to come through and embolden references, which would take you seconds to do. But if you notice here, we have double spacing throughout the references. In fact, all APA formats are double spaced throughout the entire document. And a big thing, though, with APA reference page is that you have this hanging indent here. See right out here? That is you got the hanging indents here, whereas it's kind of like backwards from what you're used to seeing. The initial one is the initial name here, and each reference starts out here on the end, and then they're indented inward after that. Now, all of your references need to be in alphabetical order. Right now, I've got this top one here, which is just an example where it has the list name of author and stuff. This kind of serves as a guide for you to look at. But then the L and the P, they're in alphabetical order, and that's how all of yours will have to be, from reference to reference to reference. Needs to be laid out there in alphabetical order. Now you will notice that the references, we have the last name, and there are no first names, right? So you got last name of author, first initial, a middle initial if there happens to be one. So if you look down here, we've got Lewis, right? Let's go up here and get that. We get Lewis, and then first initial, her name is Sharon, middle initial is L. So then that's how it is. Each one of these, though, has a period, right? The S and the L has a period behind them, and then there's always a space after a period. And you list the authors all the way out to 4 authors. And then the second one would be Butcher, B-U-C-H-E-R, comma, L, period. Then we have the second author, which is B-U-C-H-E-R, comma, L period for her first name, period, and then space, and then the next one is McLean, McLean, first name Margaret, period, space. And then the last one is Harding, Harding, comma, M for first name, period, boom. Then after the author or authors, you have in parentheses then the date of publication. And then notice the name of the book. If you look here, I've got the authors listed, then I have the published date 2017, and then the medical surgical nursing, and then assessment and management of clinical problems, 10th edition. Now this is all to be written out just like that. It should not be it should be italicized, right? And you do not capitalize like the words like on the book. You'll probably have a capital for surgical, a capital for nursing, but you don't. It's just like you were writing a sentence. If there's a period or a colon like that, you would start a new sentence, so then the assessment is capitalized. And also if there's any proper nouns, in other words, names, you capitalize them, just like you would in a sentence. Then if we come down here to the lower one here, we've got Potter, P.A. for first name initial, middle initial, and then Stockert, P.A. I don't know if they have the same first name and middle name, but then Griffin, Hall, Griffin, A, and the Hall, A, and then M. And then 2017 published date, and then Fundamentals of Nursing, 9th edition, is the name of the book. St. Louis, Missouri. Elsevier is the place of publish. Now what I want to do, in case you've started doing this and you don't have it all laid out like that, I'm going to get one up here that is incorrect, and just show you how easy it is to correct them and make them in proper formatting. Okay, so if we take a look here at this one here, you can see right now that references is not centered. So let's go ahead and highlight that. And of course you go up there to home, and then you go here to centered, and now it's centered, right? And now I'm going to pick everything else. Now if you look at these, they are indented, but they're indented incorrectly, right? They do not have the hanging indent. They have a normal indent. And then once you get them indented, you can come up here. See this little box up here? When you're in the Home tab, you got this box here that says Paragraph, and you can click that little arrow down here in the corner. And once you do that, it will bring up these options here. So let's see, the first thing we want to do here is change this indentation here. See where it says indentation? Going to come over here, bring down this little box here, and change it to, instead of from first line, which is the normal that you see, to hanging. Now that'll be a hanging indent. Now we want to change the line spacing down here. See, we can drop that and change it to double. It was on 1.5. I just changed it to double. And now when we have double spacing like that, what it'll do is it'll double the double in between your citations, like it's a new paragraph, and you don't want it to do that. So see, so you're going to check this little box here that says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Okay? There, now I got rid of the box, and you can see that we got the hanging indent now, and we're all double spaced through there. It's not quadruple spaced between them, so that looks pretty good. But there's a few things that we still have yet to do. So let's go ahead and I'll highlight it, select it all again, except references, of course. And I'm going to say change that to a 12 point. You know what? I do need the references for that too, because it all needs to be 12 point. So I'm going to change that to your 12-point size there. Change it to 12. And we need to change it all to, that looks like it's Calibri. We need to change it all to Times New Roman. Like I said, in the 7th edition, that won't be a big thing. Let's see here. You find Times New Roman. And down here, should be coming up here. S is T, Times New Roman. There we are. So now we are in Times New Roman. Okay, and we've already got the titles italicized. And you notice here, we've got the name of the author, Lewis S. L. Butcher, and then we've got all the authors here. And that et al. Does not need to be there. That was a mistake that I made. Let's see here. Uh, 2017 published date. Okay, so I think we've got it. We've got our references. It's centered. We've got the Lewis and Potter are in alphabetical order. Let's see, italicized and in sentence format for the name of the book. I believe we've got that all. So you're just going to have to do that for everybody on the list there. If you make your reference page like that, you'll be just fine.